She said he had turned violent the day of his death, forcing her to fight for her life, claiming she lied about it earlier because she had planned to commit suicide. During the trial, a defense expert testified she suffered from post-traumatic stress syndrome and amnesia, and that's why she could not recall much from the day of the murder. Prosecutor Juan Martinez later questioned the expert's evaluation process, saying Jodi was still lying about the murder. During March through April of 2013, another defense witness told the jurors Jodi was abused by Travis and suffered from battered women's syndrome. A previous paper by the psychotherapist sparked a debate between Jodi and Martinez over whether Snow White was an abused woman. Meanwhile, prosecuting experts maintained that Jodi had borderline personality disorder. April 2, 2013, a juror was dismissed, reportedly for making statements that showed bias. By this time, the case was a tabloid, a cable TV sensation, attracting speculators from around the country. 2 more jurors were eventually released when the closing arguments began. The prosecutor maintained that Jodi was a manipulative liar, that she had planned the brutal murder. On May 3, 2013, closings concluded with her lawyer employing jurors to take an impartial view of the case, and his client, even if they don't like her. The final 12 jurors were chosen, and they began deliberations. On May 8, 2013, the jury announced its verdict, finding Jodi and Arias guilty of first-degree murder. In the courtroom, she fought back tears as Travis family members wept and hugged each other. A crowd outside the courthouse erupted in cheers. Minutes later, Jodi told Fox affiliate KSAZ that she would rather get the death penalty than spend the rest of her life behind bars. By May 15, 2013, Martinez argued during the aggravation phase of the trial that Travis died an especially cruel, depraved, and heinous death, with the jurors agreeing, making Jodi eligible for the death penalty. 6 days later, on May 21st, Jodi spoke to the jurors during the trial penalty phase, pleading with them to spare her life, saying she lacked perspective when she told KSAZ she preferred execution to a life term. The jury began deliberations, and a few hours later, Jodi gave a series of media interviews from jail. The next day, on May 22, 2013, jurors told the judge, after a total of 2.5 hours of deliberation, that they are unable to reach a unanimous verdict on her sentence. The judge sent them back to deliberate in the deliberation room, demanding them to work out their differences and reach a final verdict. The next day, jurors told the judge they were still deadlocked and couldn't reach a unanimous verdict on her sentence. The judge declared a mistrial on the penalty phase and dismissed the jurors, setting a retrial on the penalty phase for July 18th, where a new jury would be seated on October 21st, 2014. The new trial began on November 10th, 2014. Attorneys for Jodi filed a motion in Superior Court seeking to dismiss all charges against her, stating prosecution misconduct, and contended that a computer forensic expert hired by the defense discovered that thousands of files were deleted from the computer owner by Travis. It was a case with a lot of twists and turns. One where the couple's sex life seemed to overshadow the murder at times. On May 23rd, the sentencing phase of the trial resulted in a hung jury, prompting the judge to declare a mistrial for that phase, with the jury having reached an 8-4 decision in favor of the death penalty. Her lawyers tried to appeal, asking for mistrials, and all ended the same, with Jodi being sentenced to serve out her judgment, with her being sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. On April 13, 2015, she is still currently serving her sentence in Arizona. Love can make us do crazy things. Jealousy is even crazier sometimes. We can lose ourselves in a moment of anger and find ourselves trapped with decisions for the rest of our lives. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any recommendations, please feel free to comment or contact me. I'm on all the social media and they are linked on the page. I'd love to hear from you guys, as well as your thoughts on the case. Please be respectful to the parties involved. Until next time, take care.